Okay, so good day everyone. So today we will be having a short discussion or short introduction or brief discussion about the ISM code or the International Safety Management Code. So learning outcomes, the history of the ISM code, what is the ISM code? Why is there an ISM code? The objectives and the elements of the ISM code. So actually, yung ASM code is a very long or masyadong mahaba yung kanyang topic or masyadong broad yung kanyang discussion. So, we will just uh, paliitin lang natin. So, definitions. So, these definitions we will tackle later. So, at least meron familiarize kayo kasi ito yung usual na ginagamit natin sa discussion na to. So, ISM. So, ISM is the International Safety Management. IMO is the International Maritime Organization. The MODU or the Mobile Offshore Drilling Unit. The SMS or the Safety Management System. So, yung SMS is usually ginagamit ito ng company natin pag sampa natin ng barko. So, meron tayong mga SMS guides or sa mga safety management system guides na ito yung ipa-follow natin sa different mga situations sa barko. Next is SOLAS, which is the Safety of Lives at Sea or Life at Sea. DOC or the Document of Compliance. SMC or the Safety Management Certificate. Okay, so familiarizations. So to give to all onshore and offshore staff a knowledge about what the ISM code is and its function. So to describe the ISM code structure and to present the compliance planning to comply with ISM code. So first is the history of the ISM code. So bakit nagkaroon ng ISM code? Diba? So first in 1980, there was a mounting concern about the poor management standards in shipping. So sa shipping industry, so yung pagmamanage doon is hindi masyadong maganda. So sampan ng barko lang and then uwi. Then yung mga concerns ng mga tao, hindi alam. Yung mga nangyayari sa loob ng barko at sa labas ng barko, hindi alam ng shipping or ng company. So mahirap. So investigations into accidents revealed major errors on the part of the management. So kadalasan sa mga accidents na nangyari sa barko noon is due to improper management. So sino bang gagawa nito? Si chief engineer ba? Or si kapitan ba gagawa nito? Or si fourth engineer ba? Or yung sa shore ba, yung company, yung office ba natin na kailangan gumawa nito? So hindi nagkakatugma yung mga ginagawa nila. So pag magkakaroon tayo ng miscommunication, syempre, accidents may occur. Okay, next is in the 1987, the Maritime Safety Committee or the MSC was called to develop guidelines concerning shipboard and shore-based management to ensure the safe operation of the ships. So, paano ba to? For example, may kargada akong saging, idadalhin ko sa Japan. So, yung shore-based, so sino yung magko-communicate sa Japan na merong dadalhin dong banana or sa atin naman sino yung magbibigay sa atin ng information kung saan tayo pupunta sa Japan kasi malaki yung Japan kung sa Osaka ba tayo or kung saan man part ng Japan, di ba? So kailangan meron tayong shipboard management sa barko, alam natin yung gagawin natin, and then sa shore-based management or sa puerto, alam din nila yung gagawin nila. Okay? So, to ensure the safe operation of the ships. So, hindi pwede pupunta ka lang doon, magdadala ka ng um, saging mula sa Pilipinas at tapos sabihin mo, may binibenta akong saging, sinong bibili? Hindi pwede ganun. Kailangan pagdating doon, may bibili na agad. Kasi sayang din naman yung travel mo, your expenses mo, tapos wala din naman bibili, di ba? Next, in 1993, so the ISM code for the safe operation of ships and for pollution prevention was adopted by the IMO as Resolution A741-18. So IMO, so the International Maritime Organization, is inadapt nila ang ISM code para sa safe operation of ships and for pollution prevention. So in 1994, there were amendments. So may binago, may mga adjustments na ginawa. So there are amendments to the International Convention for the Safety of Life at Sea or SOLAS in 1974. So yung SOLAS is ginawa yung 1974 at yun ay inamendahan at ginawang mandatory ang International Safety Management Code or yung ISM code. So, hindi na siya SOLAS. So, yung SOLAS is pinasok na sa ISM code. Okay. So, what is the ISM code? So, the ISM code is an international standard for the safe management and operation of ships and for pollution prevention. So, international standard siya. So, for example, yung standard natin is hindi pwede magtapon ng basura sa dagat. So, yun yung standard. Hindi ka pwedeng bumaba sa standard. Pwede kang tumaas sa standard, pero bawal bumaba sa standard. So, for example, nagtapon ako ng isang pirasong papel. So, bumaba ka na sa standard, so, it's unsafe na. So, it's not good na. So, hindi mo na nakuha yung goal ng ISM code, so pwede ka nang mapunta sa prison. Okay? Next, the code requires each owning or managing company to establish a safety management system to ensure the safe operation of the ships under their management. So, yung ISM code is the international siya, is international standard. So, based on ISM code, every company or yung company natin sa Manila, for example, yung Vroon Manila or yung ano ba mga company? Okay? So, for example, yung Vroon Manila, dapat meron silang SMS or Safety Management System na gagawin based on the ISM code. Kailangan nakabase sa ISM code. Kasi pag hindi nakapasa yan sa ISM code yung SMS mo, hindi ka pwedeng magkaroon ng company. So, every company have different SMS pero actually, almost the same lang sila. Pero since iba-iba yung gumawa, may mga kaibahan. Okay? So, it came into force on the 1st of July 1998 as SOLAS Chapter 9, Management for the Safe Operation of Ships. So, may ISM code tayo international and then gagawa tayo in every company ng isang safety management system. So, ano ba yung SMS? So, yung marami ding laman yung SMS kasi based yun sa ISM code. So, it's all about safety. So, meron daw nakalagay kung paano mag-start ng makina. Yung ibang company naglalagay doon. Paano mag-start ng makina na kailangan ito lahat yung gagawin. So, para hindi ka mahirapan pagsampa mo sa barko. So, pagsampa mo ng barko, pwede mong basahin yung SMS ng company and then meron din namang orientation yan bago ka sumampa, ino-orient kayo sa SMS ng company na meron din ganun. So, next, what is there an ISM code? So, it is estimated that a high proportion of maritime accidents are attributed to human error. So, to lessen the accidents attributed to human error, so dahil sa human error, marami accident. So, to lessen that accidents, so ginawa yung ISM code. Next, investigations into accidents highlighted shortcomings on the part of ship management both at sea and ashore. Okay. So one of the reasons for ISM, the tragic loss of the Herald of Free Enterprise in 1987 was a catalyst in this process. So nung nangyari yung aksidente na Herald of, yung barko na, ang pangalan ng barko is Herald of Free Enterprise, nung 1987, nagkaroon ng 193 na tao na namatay. So dahil doon, yun ang pinaka nag-trigger or naging catalyst para mabuo yung ISM code. So usually naman yung mga regulations natin sa barko or international or kahit sa Pilipinas is nagiging catalyst or nagkakaroon tayo ng ganung mga regulations dahil sa mga nangyaring aksidente sa past. So for example, yung Titanic. So dahil sa nangyari sa Titanic, may mga regulations na nangyari, nagbago, yung SOLAS na amendahan, maraming changes dahil in every accident na mangyari, kailangan meron kang gagawin para ma-prevent mo na mangyari yun ulit. So that is the reasons. So ito is one of the reasons lang to, pero marami yan. So this is one of the biggest reason na nabuang ISM. Herald of Free Enterprise in 1987. So parang nasa Europe ata to, I'm not sure. So you can search it na lang. Okay. So the objectives of the ISM code. The ISM code aims to ensure safety at sea. So Safety at sea, prevention of human injury or loss of life, and avoidance of damage to the environment, particularly the marine environment and to the property. So yung property na yun is barko, wag masira, yung pantalan, yung puerto, yung port, kailangan walang masira doon. So kaya meron tayong ISM code. So nandiyan nakalagay lahat ng um, mga kailangan upang ma-prevent natin itong mangyari sa atin. So itong mga ganito, nasira, na lubog yung barko, nagbanggaan, okay, natamaan yung puerto. So yan. So yan, to prevent that, we have the ISM code. So who does it concern? So sino ang concern dito sa ISM code? So it applies to all passenger ships, oil and chemical tankers, bulk carriers, gas carriers, lahat ng barko. Lahat na yan ay concerned dito. So other cargo ships above 500 gross tonnage and self-propelled modu were required to comply no later than 1st of July 2002. So may mga ibang mga barko or sabihin natin yung mga bangka is hindi kasama dito. Okay? So, it does not apply to vessels below 500 gross tonnage or military vessels. So, di siya nag-apply sa military vessels kasi meron silang sariling regulations, and then meron din silang special power, parang ganun. So, companies can also voluntarily undertake ISM compliance of their vessels if their vessels do not meet compulsory criteria. So, some offshore is undertaking their ISM compliance for all fleet vessels. So how is the ISM code achieved? So to achieve the aims of ISM code, each company should establish a safety and environmental protection policy which is implemented and maintained by all staff both onshore and offshore. So onshore, so tayo yung mga nasa barko, and then offshore yung nasa company natin, maybe yung office natin sa Manila or yung office natin sa Europe. Okay? So what are the elements of the ISM code? First is general. Next is safety and environmental protection policy. So, dyan nakalagay yung about safety and environmental protection. Next is the company responsibilities and authorities. Kasi tayo nagtatrabaho sa barko, meron ding ang tawag doon, meron ding responsibilidad ang company natin sa atin. So, hindi tulad ng ibang mga trabaho na pag pinalayas ka na, pinapunta ka na sa ibang bansa, hayaan ka na doon. Wala na silang pake, di ba? Pero dito, meron silang responsibility sa atin. Next is designated person. So, designated person, sila yung tatawagin natin or i-communicate natin if ever may problema tayo sa barko. Sila yung designated persons. Then, master's responsibility and authority, yung kapitan natin, resources and personnel, shipboard operations, emergency preparedness. So, lahat ng yan, nasa ISM code yan. Reports and analysis of non-conformities, accidents, and hazardous occurrences. So, pag may nangyaring aksidente or kahit hindi pa nangyari na aksidente, muntik nang mangyari. Kahit muntik lang nangyari, kailangan i-report mo yan. At yung mga possible na mga hazardous na pwedeng mangyaring di maganda. So, kailangan i-report yan ng barko or natin sa barko papunta doon sa company. So, the maintenance of the ship and equipment, pati yung maintenance ng mga equipments natin sa barko, maintenance ng barko mismo, pagpipintura, lahat ng yan, kailangan ipadala yan sa company. So, part din yan ng ISM code. Documentation, company verification, review and evaluation, certification and periodical verification. So, may mga company na every year, kailangan ng periodic na verification kung sinusunod pa rin ba yung ISM code, kung wala bang nalalabag dito, so kung anong mga kailangan ng tao sa barko para maabot nila yung ISM code or yung requirements. So first, we have element 1, general. So general, nandito nakasulat yung definition used within the code, the objectives of the ISM code, the application, the functional requirements for a safety management system. So element 2, we have the safety and environmental protection policy. So the company should establish a safety and environmental protection policy. So every company meron silang sariling policy or palisiya sa safety and environmental protection. So the company should ensure that the policy is implemented and maintained at all levels of the organization, both ship-based as well as shore-based. So kailangan na implement yan, na maintain yan at all levels. Kahit na may nangyayari na, kailangan i-maintain natin yung policy na yon. So, paano i-check yan? Minsan, every year, pumupunta yung company, may mga representative sila, sumasampa ng barko. And then, sa mga nasakyan kong barko, especially tanker, every 6 months, meron yung surveyor mula sa, for example, yung kargada namin is Chevron. So, Chevron yung aming mga gasoline and diesel na kinakarga. So, tapos dinideliver namin kung saan-saan na lang gusto. And then, yung Chevron na yon is meron silang representative na surveyor. So, sasampa sila twice a year, every 6 months, or twice a year. Sampa sila sa barko, i-check nila kung may mga problema, or kung okay ba lahat, kung may problema naman, kung anong ginagawa ng company, anong ginagawa ng mga tao, or ng mga engineers, or ng mga nagtatrabaho doon. So, ganun. Okay. Element 3, the company responsibilities and authorities. So, yung company meron silang responsibilidad. So, the identification of the operator. So, if that entity who is responsible for the operation of the ship is other than the owner must report the full name and details of such entity to the administration. The company should define and document the responsibility, authority, and interrelation of all personnel who manage, perform, and verify work relating to and affecting safety and pollution prevention. And then provision for adequate resources. So the company is responsible for ensuring that adequate resources and shore-based support are provided to enable the designated persons or persons to carry out their functions. So for example, nagkulang tayo ng, for example, sa marine engineering. So nagkulang tayo ng pyesa. So, anong gagawin natin? So, pag kulang tayo ng pyesa, kailangan meron yung record and then meron yung parang order form or parang in-order mo na mula sa company. And then yung company na bahala saan nila kukunin yung mga spare parts na yun para ipadala dun sa barko. So, meron responsibility ang company. And then meron din isang authority na sa mga bagay-bagay. For example, 5 yung in-order mo tapos nakita nila, uy, parang ang rami na in-order mo, fourth engineer. Sige, bawasan ko gawin kong 4. Or unless pag may reason ka talaga bakit 5 yung in-order mo na ganun, di ba? So, meron ding authority yung company. So, element 4, the designated person or the DPA. So, to ensure the safe operation of each ship and to provide a link between the company and those on board, every company, as appropriate, should designate a person or persons ashore having direct access to the highest level of management. So, the responsibility and authority of the designated person or persons should include monitoring the safety and pollution prevention aspects of the operation of each ship and to ensure that adequate resources and shore-based support are applied as required. So, yung designated person is usually nasa opisina yan, umuupo sa opisina yan, and then if ever may emergency or may kailangan ka mula sa company, so dadaan ka sa designated person. Especially during emergency talaga. Pag emergency, contact ka agad sa designated person ashore, and then para makagawa kaya agad ng kung ano yung magandang gawin. Okay? So, element 5, master's responsibility and authority. So the company should clearly define and document the master's responsibility with regard to, yung master kasi yung parang, siya yung parang representative ng barko kasi wala yung owner dyan sa barko. So mismo, yung master is parang siya yung doppelganger or yung nagiging owner ng barko na yan kasi wala yung owner. So siya yung parang nagtatao dyan as the owner. So kung ano mangyari dyan sa barko, sagutin niya ng pinakamalaking sagutin niya ng master. So the master has the responsibility in implementing the safety and quality and environmental protection policy of the company, motivating the crew in the observation of that policy. So minsan sa barko nag-lecture yung kapitan about the policy, about the SMS ng barko, pinapa-review niya, and then nagme-meeting yan. So, issuing appropriate orders and instructions in a clear and simple manner, verifying that specified requirements are observed, and reviewing the SMS reporting its deficiencies to the shore-based management. So, hindi porket may SMS ka na, okay na yan. Wala nang gagawin. So, yung SMS is subject to change pa rin yan. So, hindi change na degrade, kundi change for the better. So, kailangan, pag may nakita, uy, mali to or kulang to, so dagdagan natin. So, ipapaalam mo yan, i-review yan ng mga officers on board and then isa-submit ng master so doon sa company or sa DPA. So, kung kailangan ba tong i-change. Element 6, resources and personnel. So the company should ensure that the master is properly qualified for command, fully conversant with the company's SMS, and given the necessary support so that the master's duties can be safely performed. So kailangan pag master ka, kailangan alam mo rin yung company SMS mo. So baka yung naalala mo is yung company SMS pala nung dati mong company. So hindi pwede yon. So the company should ensure that each ship is manned with qualified, certificated, and medically fit seafarers in accordance with national and international requirements. So pati yan, trabaho din yan ng, kailangan i-check din yan ng company kung yung tao ba nila, port engineer for example, is may sakit or not medically fit or patapos na pala yung kanyang medical certificate, mag-expire na. So kailangan ayusin ng company o magpa-check up agad or magpupunta sa medical clinic. And then mga certificates ng mga tao, kailangan i-check ng company kung qualified ba't lahat, wala na bang mag-expire kasi pag mag-expire, pauwiin muna and then mag-training muna bago bumalik. Okay? Element 7, the shipboard operations. So the company should establish procedures for the preparation of plans and instructions, including checklists as appropriate, for key shipboard operations concerning the safety of the ship and the prevention of pollution. So may mga checklist yan, lahat. So checklist pag start ng makina, checklist pag start ng generator, checklist ng pag start ng emergency generator, checklist ng ano ba? So marami yan. Halos lahat ng trabaho kailangan may checklist para to be sure na safe yung ginagawa, tama yung ginagawa mo, and then sinusunod mo yung checklist. And then yung checklist na yun is na-check ng chief engineer kung tama din ba yung checklist na yun. So, the various tasks involved should be defined and assigned to qualified personnel. So, kung ito ba ang trabaho na to, purifier is kanino to, kung comfort engineer ba to, kung third engineer ba to, kung generator, kung third engineer, main engine is kung second engineer o kung chief engineer ba yan, kanino yan nakasign, kailangan nakasulat din yan sa SMS mo. So, para hindi magkalituhan. So, yun yung pinakamalaking disgrasya na nangyari kasi is nagkakalituhan sa mga bagay-bagay kaya nagkakaroon ng aksidente. So, to prevent that, kailangan halos lahat is naka-checklist or may mga instructions. Element 8, the emergency preparedness. So, during emergency, kailangan din yan may checklist. So, nasa SMS din yan. So, the company should establish procedures to identify, describe, and respond to potential emergency shipboard situations. So, pag may nangyari apoy, anong yung gagawin? Ito agad, sunod-sunod agad yan. Pag may problema may sunog sa chimney, anong gagawin? So, pag may sunog sa main engine, anong gagawin? Pag may overflow ng fuel, anong gagawin? So, kailangan lahat ng yan, meron tayong mga checklist, meron tayong programs and drills, and then in-exercise din yan. So, minsan magkakaroon tayo ng once a month, magkakaroon tayo ng fire drill. Or every 3 months, magkakaroon tayo ng pirate drill, for example. Okay? So, meron yan. Nakalagay din yan sa SMS ko. Every week ba yan? Every month ba yan ginagawa? Or every 3 months ba yan? Or every year ba yan gagawin? Okay? So, the SMS should provide for measures ensuring that the company's organization can respond at any time to hazards, accidents, and emergency situations involving its vessels. So, grabe no? So, hindi lang pala yung gagawin natin is magme-maintenance ng mga makinarya, magsusulat kung ano yung mga reading, hindi lang. Marami tayong gagawin sa barko. Meron tayong mga drills, meron tayong mga checklist na gagawin bago gawin yung isang bagay. Pagbabaklas ng main engine, kailangan may checklist yan. Kailangan pinaalam mo yan sa designated person assure na magtatanggal kayo ng isang piston or alam yan ng company. So maraming nangyayari sa barko na hindi lang natin alam. So later on, pag kadete na kayo, malalaman nyo rin yan. And then, huwag kayong matakot kasi kung ito nakaya ng lahat namin, kaya nyo rin yan. Okay? Element 9, reports, analysis, non-conformities, accidents, and hazardous occurrences. So, non-conformities, ito yung mga bagay na muntik nang mangyari pero walang na-aksidente. So, muntik lang, uy, may butas dyan. Muntik nang nahulog okay, non-conformity agad yan. Pag nahulog na sino ba? Mark, for example. Nahulog na si Mark, ayun, accident na yun. Okay? Or, and then pag makita mo dyan na may possible na magkaroon ng apoy dyan, hazardous na yan. So, meron din tayong reporting about dyan. And then we should report everything na nangyayari. So, the SMS should include procedures. Meron procedure yan. Ensuring that non-conformities, accidents, and hazardous situations are reported to the company, investigated, and analyzed with the objective of improving safety and pollution prevention. So, walang siraan dito. Hindi, siraan ko si ganito, si third engineer, sisiraan ko, kaya gagawin ko. Hindi. So, ginagawa yan para ma-improve natin yung safety and pollution prevention natin sa barko. So, for example, yung safety is, natatamaan na yung safety dyan pag may nangyari dyan. So, to improve safety, so, gagawa na report, analyze kung ano yung pwedeng gawin na mga positive things na pwedeng gawin para hindi na mangyari ulit yung mga nangyari na yan. Okay? So the company should establish procedures for the implementation of corrective action, including measures intended to prevent recurrence. So, ang importante dito is not on blaming others. Hindi kasalanan ni Kuan yan, kasalanan ni Hepe yan, sa kanya na yan, bahala na siya dyan. Kasi pag nalubog yung barko, kayong lahat ng lulubog, hindi lang si chief engineer, di ba? So, to prevent that, no blaming culture sa barko, kailangan walang blaming tayo dyan. Ang gagawin natin is corrective action and measures intended to prevent recurrence. So, hindi na kailangan mangyari ulit yung nangyari na. Okay? Element 10, maintenance of ship and equipment. So, pati maintenance pala. So, sinabi ko naman yan kanina, di ba? Pag magbaklas ka ng makina, kailangan alam yan. Pinaalam mo sa company. So, maraming mga gagawin, kailangan alam ng company lahat yan. Hindi yung parang ginawa mo na, okay na lahat, tapos sinabi, oy, okay na pala yung main engine. Company, okay na yung main engine, wala na kang problema. Tapos, okay na kung ganun yun na. Pero pag may naging problema, ano sasabihin, oy, company, nagbaklas kami, nasira yung one. Tapos, anong mangyari? Matatagalan yung ayos. Bakit hindi ka nagpaalam kasi sa amin sa company? Nagpaalam ka sana sa company na gagawin mo to para ma-ready namin lahat ng mga kailangan nyo. Yung mga spare parts, yung mga papeles, yung mga mga gusto nyong mga kailangan nyo sa paggawa niyan. Sana na-prepare namin para pag nagkaroon ng problema, na padala kami agad ng technician, so mabilis maayos yung problema. Okay, so dapat pinaalam mo muna bago mo ginawa. Usually, yung kahit pagpasok sa tangke, kailangan dyan, meron kang papel, nandun lahat ng pirma, kailangan yun yung checklist, and then kailangan alam yan ng company a day before na ginawa mo yan, or days before or weeks before ginawa mo yan. Para makapag-prepare din yung company kung if ever na may nangyari, at least meron silang magagawa. Di yung ura-urada yung gagawin nila. So in meeting these requirements, the company should ensure that inspections are held at appropriate intervals, any non-conformity is reported with its possible cause if known, appropriate corrective action is taken, and records of these activities are maintained. So kailangan may records tayo niyan. Kasi mayroong mga international bodies na sumasampa ng barko, chine-check nila yung mga nangyayari, yung mga records mo. So, updated ba yung records mo? Okay, check din nila yan. So, yung iba sa US Coast Guard or depende sa country kung ano yung mga bodies nila. Element 11, documentation. So, pinaka-importante documentation para ma-prove mo na ginawa mo talaga yung isang bagay. Kasi pag ginawa mo siya tapos sabihin, ginawa ko yan, pero hindi mo maipakita, wala kang proof na ginawa mo yan, para magdududa sa inyo yung mga authorities, di ba? So, importante ito, documentation. So, the company should establish and maintain procedures to control all documents and data which are relevant to the SMS. The company should ensure that valid documents are available at all relevant locations. Changes to documents are reviewed and approved by authorized personnel. and obsolete documents are promptly removed. So, hindi naman pwede mag-document ng document ka lang. Kailangan mo na tanggalin yung mga luma na. Okay, element 12, company verification, review, and evaluation. So the company should carry out internal safety audits to verify whether safety and pollution prevention activities comply with the SMS. So, meron tayong minsan, was a year ata to, meron tayong internal audit na mula barko, mula company po, sasampa ng barko, and then i-check nila yung mga, i-review and evaluate niya yung mga nangyari sa barko, kung approved ba or nag-comply ba sa SMS. Okay. Part B of element 13, certification and periodic review. So the ship should be operated by a company which has been issued with a document of compliance. So the safety management certificate should be issued to a ship for a period which should not exceed 5 years. So for example, yung company mo is may periodic or yearly review mula sa DNV. So pag nakapasa ka, okay, bibigyan ka ng certificate ngayon. Document of compliance ng DNV na nakapag-comply ka sa mga nakapag-comply ka sa ISM code. And then, usually 5 years lang yan. Hindi lalagpas ng 5 years. Kailangan i-renew mo yan before mag-expire. So, Master's Review of Elements. So, the Master or OIM is to submit to the designated person ashore the monthly Master's Review. So, every month, yung kapitan magpapadala din yan ng Master's Review kung ano mga nangyari, ano mga changes, or kung meron man, pinapadala niya sa designated person ashore. And then yung designated person ashore naman yung magiging connection mo sa company. So the designated person to review submitted elements and provide written feedback to master or OIM. So hindi pala ganito kadali. So maraming paperwork. So importante yan kasi pag walang paperwork, pwede kang maging pwedeng hindi mo pala ginagawa yung kailangan mong gawin kasi hindi naka-record. Okay, so that's it for ISM code. I hope you learned a lot, and then we will tackle more about this or about SMS more para pag may more ideas kayo about this. So thank you for your time. God bless.